Welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my shop. Today we get to do some work in the shop. So I'm going to start a series on repairing vehicles that are pretty common. For instance, behind me is a vehicle I work out of and drive every day, which is my 15 Caravan. Now there are a boatload of these on the road, so I am going to do simple little repairs. So anytime something happens on my van that needs to get attention, wipers, oil change, whatever, I'm going to film it and put it on. Because even with my Genesis, even the simple little showing how a door panel comes off helps a lot of people. So I'm going to show this video because this is the first time doing a Caravan. I've never changed it on a Caravan. It's not like it's difficult, but anyways. But there's some interesting aspects that I want to show you. So like, subscribe, and let's get going. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, to change your oil, we're going to do changing the oil today, because I found out something that was very simple, very innovative, and as soon as I saw the filter, I'm like, what is this? So this is the filter that comes with it. Okay, let me put you down. It's driving me nuts. Alright, so this is the filter that comes with an oil change for a 15 Caravan, which is a 3.6, which is a pretty common engine throughout the whole chain. So this is the oil filter. This dinky little thing is the oil filter. Comparing it, hold on. So comparing it to another oil filter, which usually they'll come with a hard metal case. They're usually double or triple the size of this, maybe not length, but compact. That's the typical oil filter that you see, not filter that actually looks like an air filter or a crankcase filter or whatever the case may be. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, for changing your oil is to raise the vehicle up. Now mind you, I do have jack stands. Even though my jack is still there, I do have jack stands protecting it in case something happens. Very important note. So after you get, now if you can get underneath the vehicle without jacking it up, just drain your oil. Once you drain your oil and put your plug back in, that's it. And it's a half inch socket, or open and wrench, or whatever you want to use. It's half an inch. So once you get that done, then you have a few little things you have to do to get at this sucker. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so for instance, put the light where it's supposed to be. Oh, okay, should have did that beforehand. Anyways, so right here, this little canister. Now this is loose because I've already loosened it. So that's neither here nor there. So this is where your oil filter lies, is underneath that. It's hooked to the end of that. So in order to get to it properly, I would suggest taking some stuff off. It's not a lot of stuff, and it's fairly easy with simple tools. So in order to get that off, your intake cover, which I can't stand those things, it has 4 clips. Not clips, but like little suction. There's like, and so you got these 4 little things, and they sit on these balls. Where the heck are the balls? Yeah. So there's 4 little balls, and all you got to do is just kind of work at it, take each corner, and then it pops off. So that's easy to get out. There's nothing else hooked to that. That's a simple one. The next thing to get it out easily, what I would suggest would be to take your air cleaner pipe off. And that's simply taking either an 8mm socket. Okay, let's go over here. So either taking an 8mm socket to get this hose clamp, loosen it off. This has to come off. This is your crankcase vent. It's plugged into your air intake like so, just like that. So you just pop it off, get it out of the way, and you have clips for your air. So you have one right here, you have one over there, can't see it, Now you can. You have one right there. And you have one. You can have a light there. Right here. So those are three clips for the air intake. You just clip those off. You put your crankcase vent out of the way. And this just pops off this and comes off. Just like that. Put that aside. And now we're on to the main event. So the main event, get it over here, get some light on it. Main vent's cool. This is the fun part that I enjoyed. In order to get it, you need, what is the socket? A 15/16 socket. You can do it with a wrench, but I would suggest using a 15/16 socket, and unfortunately I couldn't find my 1/2-inch wrench, so I used a breaker bar. And it's simply just doing it like a normal bolt. And then when you come out, this is the fun part. This is what it looks like. It is so self-contained. There's your filter. So then all you gotta do is just take your filter out, replace it with a new one, screw it back on, good to go. Nice and clean, I like it. So this is the shot of it inside. There's nothing special about it. All it does is just this end goes into there and you just press it together and that's it. It just, that little snap, it's in, that's it. Now what I would suggest would be cleaning the threads very easily with a rag or a paper towel, whichever feel you feel. Make sure you inspect your area, make sure there's no bunch of gunk there. Looks good. And then all you do, you take this and you stick it back in. Don't cross thread it, because I heard of people over tightening these things and snapping the caps and then they leak like a sieve, and that's not fun. You don't have to use a breaker bar. I would suggest not using a breaker bar. This is what I didn't feel like looking for my other socket or my other project. That's it. Quarter turn, you're done. Ta-da! So now all it is just putting everything back together and then putting oil in and giving it a go. So I'll show you how to put it back together right now in real time. Let's do it. So we're gonna have to move Mr. Light like that. And I'll take this baby, put it on the intake first, or your intake first. Make sure it's seated right. It's a matter of, oop. Okay, what's going on here? Lights. There we go. So there's 3 clips on the back of this, intake that have to go in first and then they can come down. And then it's all just using these clips, strapping everything down. That's down. That's down. Here's your crankcase vent, put that back on. And that's just slip on. And you can either use an 8mm socket, or you can use a screwdriver, straight edge screwdriver. Tighten this bag baby back on. It doesn't have to be crank tight. That's good. And then last, but not least, is this stupid cover, which I don't like. And it just pops on. Just like that. Not too hard. Not too hard at all. Now for a typical oil change in Canada, we'll usually run you, now mind you, this is fully synthetic that goes in this vehicle. I want to keep it nice. The owner that did have it, she did regular oil changes with fully synthetic, so I'm just going to keep it going. So a typical oil change in Canada is usually 80 to 100 bucks, usually. With all the supplies, I think I paid 40-ish. Yeah, I'm going to be around the 40. And for me, it's looking at the vehicle. Sometimes I can spot something that's potentially going to go wrong. I look around, I see if there's anything looking dumb, looking worn out, just stuff like that. That's the main reason why I do it. But this is a video for someone that wants to save some money, has some basic tools, and can change your own oil. So I'm hoping everyone likes it. Pretty much once you get your oil filled, give it a start, let it run for a couple minutes. Make sure the oil pressure goes back up, there's no lights, you look underneath, there's no leaks, there's no leak at the oil filter, everything's good, got a successful oil change. So hope everyone likes it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and there will be more videos on this. There's a few things I want to do. I want to change the radio, so I can make a video on changing the radio. Just stuff like that. As I go, if I have something, I'm going to throw a video on there, or if I think of something that's of interest, I will throw it up. So I'm hoping everyone's good. Like the video, and I'll see you next time. Stop the presses. Something I forgot. Actually, I came across when I went to recycle the package. So in each filter package comes a new O-ring. Didn't see it because I didn't empty the entire package. Empty the entire package before you do a video. So this seal goes on this cap right here. Goes over, and it's to reseal. It's probably one of those one-use O-rings sort of deal. So you have a nice brand new seal so you don't leak. It's a little interesting, you gotta kind of work it, and then eventually, once you get it past the threads, it sits on where it's supposed to, like so, and you can put it back together, which I shall do right now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.